Hey, Christian Network Marketers community, Tasha here, and I want you to introduce you to my friend Loretta. And Loretta today is going to talk about how she sees God working in her network marketing business. So, Loretta, all yours.
Thank you, Tasha. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited and honored to talk to some of your people that'll watch. Christ has been a main focal point in my life since I was a teenager, and it may not always be in the forefront, but I think as we get older, we don't mind sharing that. We don't mind letting people know that being spiritual and having that in our business can really take you places. And one of those areas that I look at is I like to have a daily, what I call my business meeting with God in the morning. So every morning, it may not always be as long as I'd like it to be or as it should be, but I try to be consistent with some of my habits. And one of those is having that business meeting and thanking God, every day and throughout the day for the opportunities that I do have and for my health. And I know a lot of people are struggling in both or all areas of their life. So keeping that in mind and praying, really praying for people, not just the platitudes of saying, I'll pray for you. When I say that, I physically do write it down in my calendar and try to remember to follow up with people as well.
I love that, your business meeting with God. So when you have business meetings with God, I have business meetings with my business partner, I have business meetings with my coach, I have business meetings with my clients, my team members. So I know I typically have an agenda. Do you and God have an agenda for your business meetings?
Yes, great question. Yes, I try to always, my agenda will normally be always thankful, my gratitude, and thank for my blessings, prayers for other people. But for the business, it's, I think a lot of people like to pray for patience. And we know when we ask for patience, he gives us more trials. So I think about opportunities that I have. My agenda is, like I said, the Thanksgiving, the blessings, but looking for the opportunities and the little things. And I've been taught that through your Emerge sales training is also to the wins, having the wins every day. And those wins I know aren't because of me, they're because of him, because I've learned to let go and let God. And that's really hard for some people to learn who may not have always walked the walk. But I've learned as I've become older that we really need to put things in his hands, because I've also been taught that when he brings you to it, he will get you through it. And I've had a lot of challenges and obstacles in my life. And I'm very blessed right now that I can share with other people and do what I like to do. But it's also because I'm giving it up to him, giving it up to say, okay, where do you want me to go with this challenge I'm having with a team member? Or why am I feeling this frustration? And I read something recently, I think today on Facebook, about how the devil brings us turmoil and challenges in our life, but makes us ugly, whereas God will make us beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that, because it's true, because God does make us beautiful in so many ways. It's rewarding, really, is to know that those opportunities, whether it's to present to somebody or to train with somebody, the opportunities to travel. I know that in my life, I've had so many ups and downs. I always wonder, where am I going to be in 6 months or a year? But I try not to worry about that. I just know, take each day as it comes and share that, because the beauty, joy is beauty. And that's one thing I love to try to remember, to always smile too. I always forget to smile.
Yeah. Now you had a couple of verses that you wanted to just share that you use as cornerstones for your business. So can you read those to everybody? I know they're popular ones that we know. Always good to hear them again and again and again.
Yeah. My first one, I'll have to read it just so I don't mess it up. It is, of course, 1 Corinthians 13:4. I think I used this one years ago when I got married the second time. Is Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of right or wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves, and love never fails.
So good.
Yeah. And of course, the other one I think I mentioned, Philippians 4:6, be anxious for nothing. And I think people that are always on the go or worried about their business or their personal life or health challenges they have going on is we tend to be anxious. So I think it's important that we learn to let go, because once you give it to God, you can't take it back. You have to listen. It's another thing we're doing in our Bible study right now, Voices of God by Priscilla Shearer.
Okay.
And we're talking about listening, just learning to sit back and wait and listen to what he has to say, because being anxious, we want things in our time, and more often it's his time. We have to wait because what he has for us is better than what we want.
Cool. Awesome. I love that. That's so good. I wrote it down again. Be anxious for nothing. That's a hard one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any practical tip, Loretta, that you have found has brought you results in your business that you would like to share? Not necessarily like a God tip or a prayer tip, but just a regular old tip.
I think the biggest one, and I know we've talked about it a lot, and it truly does work, a couple of them come to mind, is a planner. And I have tried to do it digitally, and you can't schedule appointments when you're on the phone. So I've gone back to the paper method. So I think the biggest one is having your schedule, blocking out your time. I scribble all over it, and I keep them so I can go back from year to year and say, well, what did I do then? Or do I need to follow up? Did anything fall through the cracks?
Oh, that's good.
The big one is definitely having a planner and working that plan, so you're focused and you're not anxious. You're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
I love that. Is there anything else, Loretta, that you would like to share with the Christian Network Marketers community?
Oh, let's see. Checking my notes if I were to. No, I think that's it. Just finding where your spiritualness fits. When I moved to Chattanooga about 8 years ago, it took me a while to find a church or to find a ladies group, but just finding your niche, finding where you fit in and where you're comfortable. And I enjoy that because that helps fill me up. It makes me feel whole, and I'm not just, a little half a person running around trying to prove myself. And I think just really spending that time, quality time with God, whether it's a few minutes here. Somebody mentioned last week 3 by 3. I don't know if it was on your group or another.
Say it again.
3 by 3. It means 3 minutes, 3 times a day. Anybody can do that. And that's taking 3 minutes to stop. If you're at work and you're stressed or home with the kids or stuck in traffic, take 3 minutes to just stop what you're doing and breathe and just kind of let it all, flow, let it get out. Recently, I've had some bad news, some things going on in my personal life. And what I did is I took time out of my busy schedule to go to one of my favorite parks where I like to walk now, the Arboretum, and just walk. Take 30 minutes, put the headphones on, put on some music, and just kind of let everything calm down, so you have a chance to think and clear your mind and not be stressed. So I think just really learning to take that time, but 3 by 3, so 3 minutes a day, 3 times a day, we can all do.
I love that. That's so good. Cool. Well, I wrote down and I circled, can I tell you my takeaways from our conversation?
Yes, please.
Normally I'll ask you for your takeaways, so I'm on the receiving end today. And I circled be anxious for nothing, and then I wrote down business meeting with God. And I think that's so cool because we say here as Christian Network Marketers that we want to honor God with our business. Mm-hmm. You've taken up a notch. You've in essence made God your business partner.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it appears to me that you have not given that lip service oh, God is in my business. Like, it's actually, okay, we got to wake up. We got to have a business, right? I have a business partner and we talk every day, right? Here's what our plan is. Here's what happened. We need to fix this thing. You do this, I do this, right? Like, that is how that relationship functions. And I think what just dawned on me is that we can say, right, that God is our business partner, but unless we actually have business meetings with him, that's just lip service.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. I learned it from another Christian businesswoman, entrepreneur up in Kentucky, and I just love how she shares that with everybody. And I have every week on my in my planner. There's always some scripture there to keep. And I do stop and read it, and I'll underline it. And so I do post a daily devotional on my Facebook page every day, and people like that.
Cool. I love that. Loretta, thank you so much for taking your time here today to share that with us. I love it. I'm so grateful you're part of our community.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you, and look forward to seeing more of your webinars and seeing you in person soon.
Cool.
Great.